Hey there, Monster Hunter community, and a special welcome to all of you that have a growing hatred for Extreme Behemoth. I'm belligerent, and I made this build to try to help out with some of that hatred that's going on. There's a lot of information going back and forth out there right now about different builds and strategies on how to beat the monster who ate Satan. I mean, come on, let's face it. Saying this beast was sent from hell is being too kind. If Behemoth was sent to hell, he would be running the place. Now, some of you may have found some of these builds on YouTube that are dubbed unkillable. Some of them claim that you can go AFK, although if we're being honest, when you watch those videos, a lot of them are running with Palicos, and the Palico gets the attention of the monster, which is really what is giving these builds time to heal. If you go out there on your own and go AFK, you end up dead. Granted, Behemoth wasn't around when these videos were made, so adding him into the equation may not be completely fair, but if you run out there against Behemoth or Extremeth in one of these builds, you're going to die quick. I'm not saying anything's wrong with these builds. I've used them. They helped me get through some of the game early on in my Monster Hunter career. I even partially used one of those guides during my testing, got my defense all the way up to 800, almost 800, as you see here in the video, and lasted about a minute against Extremeth, which, to be honest, was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. So a lot of people out there are looking for ways to deal with this monster. I personally managed to defeat Extremeth with a pickup group after about 15 hours of trying him over and over and trying different builds. I talked a little bit about it in an article on Reddit. People were asking me for the build that I used, several people, both on Reddit and in other places. And so I decided to create this guide. Now, the good news is that since being victorious against it and getting a lot of questions, I improved the build, which I have now dubbed the Behemoth Breaker. This is the build I wish that I had used when I beat Behemoth, because it's much better than the build that I was using at the time. So let's take a look. We eat for defense, we pop an ancient potion to get our health and stamina full, drink an immunizer to help with our regen, and drink an armor skin. Then we run out there, we pick up a rock, and provoke the Behemoth. Now you'll see with this build, you can actually go out there alone, with no Palico, and go AFK against Extreme Behemoth. In fact, what you're watching right now, I didn't actually see until I finalized this video, because I started it and then came back to work on my project, which is also why the camera angles are so horrible during this portion of the gameplay, and for that I apologize. Sorta. I mean, after all, it was a test for your benefit. I had no idea how long it was going to last, but we lasted about 6 minutes, literally without doing anything. That's 20% of the time limit that they give you to beat this guy. But that's not what you're going to do when you're playing him. Firstly, you're designed to tank with this build, so you'll be gaining his immunity, which prevents the wind attack, which, to be honest, is what caused most of the damage in my AFK test. Second, the shield on the heavy bowgun is directional, so you're going to turn and face him, unlike what happened in the AFK test, and much more like what you're seeing now. Mind you, I'm still out there alone, no healer, no Palico, and only attacking to get his focus to avoid the wind attack. Now tell me if you'll think you'll need the help of your healer if you run this build. I don't think so. Even when you make a mistake like this, a short while later, if we fast forward ahead, we're fully healed again. No healer, no Palico, not even using the lilies to heal. Alright, enough of Extremeth looking sad, tired, and pathetic because he can't kill me. Let's talk build. Now, by no means is this a poor man's build, but the requirements aren't too high. A Kolv Taroth weapon, which if you've played him a decent amount of times, you've probably gotten because it's only a rarity 7. A Gamma armor piece, and 3 rarity 7 decorations, not even the rarity 8s. These are going to be your biggest challenges to creating this build, but if you don't have them, don't worry. I'm going to give you a budget options as well. So first, the gun. The best gun for the job is the Taroth Assault Glutton. This is the gun you want. This puppy sports a huge mag of spread 3 with barely any recoil and plus 20 defense. Spread 3 to the face is the easiest way I have found to gain Behemoth's attention. It hurts just a little bit. If you don't have the Glutton, I'll give you a couple of other options that work just as well, or close to just as well. They'll get the job done. The first is Destruction's Full-Assad, the Nergigante heavy bowgun. This is going to be your best option in place of the Glutton. Now, the mag isn't as big, but the recoil is great, and it runs spread 3 as well. And in my testing, spread 3 is vastly superior to spread 2 when trying to get the Behemoth's attention. The final option, which you really prefer the Nergigante gun, but this one will work if you just don't have anything else and you want to farm really quick. Chances are, because it comes from the Great Jagras, you may already have the materials to build it. But the Jagras Assault has good recoil, has a good mag size. The only downside to it is it only runs spread 2. Okay? But like I said, it's much easier to farm for than Destruction's Full-Assad if you don't have any of these options and you need to build one. No matter the gun you choose, you'll want to mod it with 3 shield mods. I realize it may initially feel like you're giving up some damage, but you're actually gaining it, and let me show you why. Now, the first clip that you're about to see right here is 3 shield mods, and the second clip is 2 shield mods. See how much further you get knocked back? Now, what that's going to prevent you from is going to prevent you from trading with Behemoth. With 3 shield mods, there's not really any knockback. It doesn't take you any recovery time, so Behemoth will swat you, hit you with the meteor, whatever he does, other than the big red, pissed off, angry face, because that knocks you back no matter what. But after he's hit you, then you can shoot him back and forth while the rest of your team is doing damage, while you're tanking him, but you can still do some damage. Is where if you don't run 3 shield mods, if you run only 1 or 2, you're not going to have time to trade. If you try and trade with the knockback that only 2 shield mods do, then you're going to end up taking more damage. You're going to end up getting hit. You're not going to be in position with your shield when the damage comes. Okay? Occasionally he'll throw in a quick tap attack in between his attacks that'll knock you on your ass, but you'll learn the timing after a few times of getting knocked down. Okay, now on to the build. You're going to want Valhazak Helm Gamma for the head. If you don't have the Gamma set, you can still run the Beta Helm. You'll just be giving up 2 levels of recovery up, which is useful, but not so crucial that it'll break the build. The set bonus from Valhazak is far more important to the concept of this build. Valhazak Male Beta for the chest, Valhazak Braces Beta for the arm, Empress Coil Beta for the waist, and Empress Greaves Beta for the legs. And your charm will be Ironside Charm, maxed out to level 3. Okay. The decorations you're going to want the shield jewel for guard up. You're going to want 2 iron wall jewels. Those are the 3 rare jewels that might make this a struggle for some of you to build. Okay. You're going to want 1 vitality jewel, 1 medicine jewel, 1 recovery jewel, 3 protection jewels, and 1 maintenance jewel. This complete set gives us guard level 5, health boost level 3, recovery up level 3, recovery speed level 3, divine blessing level 3, and tool specialist level 3 to help your mantles reset faster. Now, to be honest, I slotted in the maintenance jewel just because I had an open slot. Nothing else really fit or mattered. I could have slotted in like an extra attack jewel, but that's not that big a deal, not important to what you're trying to accomplish with this build, but you can if you want to. I figured since the waist piece already gave us 2 levels of tool specialist, might as well just max it out with 3. Okay, and finally, guard up. Without guard up, you can't tank the pissed off red face ground explosion thing, whatever it's called. So you need guard up. Okay, now if you don't have the Iron Wall jewels, you can probably get away without the 2 guard jewels. It may hurt your ability to trade because it may cause some knockback. Otherwise, you should be fine. To be honest, I didn't test without those 2 jewels, so I'm not sure the effects on the knockback or the damage that you take, but you should still be fine if you don't have those jewels. However, if you don't have the shield jewel for guard up, you'll need to go with the budget version of this build that we're going to take a look at right now. With this build, you can't last nearly as long without healing because you lose the Hazak set bonus, which allows your health to regenerate beyond just the red portion, which means given enough time, you can fully heal yourself. With this build, you can't. However, in testing, I last about 6 minutes before he finally kills me, and if you can't get a heal from someone on your team with wide range in 6 minutes, then something is wrong. So with this set, we're looking at Uragon Helm Beta for the head, Kieran Jacket Beta for the chest, Uragon Vem Braces Beta for the arms, Valhazak Coil Gamma for the waist. Now, if you don't have the Gamma set, then run the Beta. You'll lose a slot, and you'll lose 2 levels of recovery up, so we'll need to change the decorations a little bit, but we'll discuss that in a minute. And you're going to want Uragon Greaves Beta for the legs. The decorations you'll want to run: 1 protection jewel, 3 medicine jewels, 3 vitality jewels, and 1 recovery jewel. This gives us guard level 5, health boost level 3, recovery up level 3, recovery speed level 3, divine blessing level 3, and guard up from the Uragon set bonus. So the only thing we're losing with the budget set is the tool specialist, which isn't that big a deal, and the Valhazak set bonus, which is a big loss, but doesn't break the build as long as you have somebody to heal you on your team. If you have to run the beta waste, then run 1 protection jewel, 3 recovery jewels, as recovery speed is more important than more recovery, and 3 vitality jewels. Doing this, you'll lose 3 levels of recovery up, but again, you should still be able to do a better than decent job at tanking the Behemoth with this set. Well, I've given you the build that makes you nearly invincible against Extremoth. It's up to you and your team to go out and execute. If you liked this build, enjoyed this video, if you want to see more of these, because this is the first thing that I've ever done like this, if you'd like to see more, like the video, comment, subscribe, let me know in the comment section what you'd like to see, if you have any questions, and just in case you still have your doubts about this build, I'm going to leave you with a bit of actual gameplay footage of me playing with an actual team, and then you can decide how good it is. I'm Belligerent. Thanks for watching the video, and enjoy.